I know I deliver terribly. I'm a grinder. I've been grinding. I've been trying to come up from nothing so long. And then it worked. My aggressiveness worked one day. And then I doubled down on being aggressive. Then one day I looked up and the only thing I knew was how to be aggressive. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm trying to unwind, attacking all the time. Like I have attack. The attack gene is fully developed in me. You know? And I'm not proud of that, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's my go-to. I remember a lady, she tried to put me on drugs when I was 32 years old, dating this girl named Michelle. And she's like, look, man, your first response is just aggression. I'm like, yeah? She's a psychologist, I said, yeah. And it doesn't work with her, I'm like, okay. This is what got me out of this trap. So I'm 33, maybe 33 years old, so I'm 8 years out of treatment. And I'm just starting to get my feet. 8 years. I'm starting to make a little money. I got a little company now. I'm starting to do well for the first time. Me and this girl have this thing, but we were two different people. And the psychologist is like, look, I'm going to recommend a drug. This is 12 minutes into the interview. I'm going to recommend, I think it was a Prozac or some. And then if that one doesn't work, then I'm going to introduce you to a psychiatrist. He's going to give you this one drug. And then if that doesn't work, we'll add one. Man. And if that one doesn't work, we'll add one. And sometimes a little bit of an experiment.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, what are you trying to do? She's like, I'm trying to take some of your aggression. I want you to just add a second. And then she moves to the girl and says, and now you. I said, no. Give me this, subscribe whatever you want to me. Okay? She's not going or anything. Because they wanted to get her up a little bit, make her more aggressive. And sure enough, they prescribed it to me. One interview, I was there less than 45 minutes.
Wow.
Okay? I ate one of them. I forget what it was. It was one of these.
Something to relax you a little more.
Yeah. Just, it was going to add a second.
Yeah.
It was lithium.
Okay.
It was lithium, dude. I took half a tab, and I could feel metal moving through my system. And so somebody would ask me something, and but I couldn't. It was like, you had to move through this little metal, almost this little aluminum, and threw the prescription away. Got rid of her, went back to being aggressive. Now I'm 35 years old, bro. I would continue to groove in aggressive for the next 16 years to make millions of dollars, to fight in an industry that was brutal, cold calling people. Can you imagine cold calling people every day?
I could, but I don't want to.
Nobody wants to.
No, man, it's not fun.
And I built this shell, right?
Because you get so many rejections, so many no's, so many people wasting your time.
Yeah, and I got to a point where I'm like, okay, the no's and the rejection don't even bother me anymore. Now you become like a machine, man. And I'm just and everything's competition. Everybody's a threat in my environment. Everybody, every company, every customer, everything is, and that's what built me. Right, and then I figured out how to use aggression to get over it, and then I'm 51 years old. I'm like, man, I gotta figure out another way to do this thing.
Because is that sustainable for the rest of your life?
No, I don't know how to make that transition any more than somebody that knows empathy knows how to become aggressive.
Yeah.
And so I've just been trying to figure it out, man. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm like, hey, man, I finally got to be I finally became what I wanted to be.
What was that?
Me.
Yeah.
That I don't have to apologize anymore, and then I quit screwing up, and I quit having to call people and say, hey man, I went too far, If I could just pull some of that back without that drug that psychiatrist was trying to use.
Right.
That if I'm less dependent upon aggression, and I could kind of manifest more, like you talk about.
Let it flow more.
Let it flow, dude. Yeah. Let it flow, But if I could get that perfect balance of aggression and flow.
That's a sweet spot, yeah.
It's sweet, dude. It's hard to find that thing.
That's a sweet spot.